Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Cross Stitch AK. My name is Agna, and today I'm showing you my August and September updates because I was barely stitching in July and those 2 months as well. So I actually did within like nearly 4 months what I used to do like in one. So I'm back to work, back to reading a lot of books, and now I back to stitching different stuff as well with the beads and so on. So I'm busy everywhere. My cross stitching has gone to the second plan, but when I was trying to clean my room properly to put everything in places that it would be handy for me to take everything, and everything would be on like I would see everything and everything would be easy to get and access all them beads and so on. So I decided that I have beads all over the place. I have my whips all over the place. I have loads of frames with the whips in them, and probably I should be taking them out and put in the bags, but then it will be bags or boxes or something like that, a lot of them. So I have decided that I should actually keep finishing all the small ones the first. So I took one more piece to how to say, to move a little bit more, so you'll see that later on. And I'll be stitching a lot whatever is started, but of course in this video you will see one more whip, the one that I have started last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know, I'll check in my cross stitch saga and then I'll tell exactly when I'll get to that whip. So I know there are some news, but the biggest news is that I actually finished the line of Dome 12 Beauty. So my first beauty, the one which one you can see actually for the last couple minutes, actually has a face, and she will have another arm this month. I hope this month. And she will have more dress. So the thing is that it wasn't easy to stitch some of the places. So this one here wasn't easy, and this one over here wasn't easy, and of course all her hair wasn't easy at all. But I finished them faster because I started parking. So with the parking method it's much better. Of course, cross stitches themselves, they look much better when parking. But I don't do any kind of with the lines or kind of a steppy stuff. I'll just the ones that, let's say I parked this part over here, so I went like from here to here because it's kind of like a belt thing. So I decided that it's fine even if there will be a couple lines over here to see. Then I was parking this part over here, then her face I was parking as well, like going like up towards that place over here, and kept parking. There were some quarter stitches over here. It's a back stitch in 2 and 1 strand. Everything is finished. And then I did her hair, so I did from this side over here, then stitched towards, instead of doing that, then I counted out again. I stitched from this place to that one. For me it's easier to put the new threads from this side than that. But when I'm parking, it's easier to do the half stitches and park from the last one to the first. So I'm not doing the half stitches here and then leave the thread. I'm doing, let's say, here, leave a thread, then here and here and here, and then coming back straight away, closing this one and leaving a thread hanging over there. So it was a different way parking as well. I was going from one side to another and just did in some parts the ones that had sort of some logic, like an object, let's say fan as well here and stuff like that. So I was parking totally different things. So I'm gonna be putting the photo how it's gonna look like. Of course, you see the way I stitch. It's actually sideways because there's no way for me in here to put standing up, and I'm showing the way I stitch. And so yeah, it's sideways, but she'll be standing up when she'll be finished. And as soon as I finish this lady, I'm gonna be doing the separate video about this project, because I have to do 2 more lines, and I'll have that 10%, the one that I planned for this year. So I have 8.72% already, and I still have 3 months to go. So if I do this month as much as I can, or them 2 lines, there will be over 10% already, because these lines pretty much full, and they go on up to here as well, so them gonna be full. So all them threads are parked up, or not parked up, but they left over, because I'll be, that's one of the needles as well. I can't get broke my nail really badly in work. So they all sort of are parked and all that, so I'll be just stitching away. So for me it's much easier just to take put the needle and keep on going. So I hope it will be 10% for next month, or next time I will be showing my updates. Probably I would call this one, like, you know, 3 or 4 months updates, but I know it's bad with all the videos, because when I start the book I need to finish. When I start some brush or hair clip or something like that, so I have to finish. And there was some orders as well, the ones that I did, and I had to finish as well. So yeah, I know there was less stitching like than last year. I'd say last year I was barely stitching as well. So but I do have finishes, I do have process and stuff like that. So I'll be showing you one more thing over here. So that's the hair clip, the one that I have done. I'll be showing you closer, and it's nice, very nice. It's very thin, and I haven't finished yet put in the back side, but it's very thin, and it looks like this. So I have to decide the way it should be, all them clips and all that. So as soon as I decide, I'm gonna be putting on, probably I'll be framing that with French wire or something like that. I'm not gonna be putting beads, but so it's gonna be looking like you see that now. And yeah, so that's one of the finishes. And I did finish the crystal art that lizard, but honestly I can say that it's not the best quality. And I was very happy at the beginning that it's very thick felt in there, but when I was trying to cut it out, it was pretty much easy to cut the thread, the one that I sewed those beads and all. So I'm not gonna be showing, because I have to fix that. And I didn't like, it was very nice to stitch, it was very easy to stitch, but the outcome I actually didn't like. And I like to do the way I do. I want exactly the way I plan myself piece of jewelry, the one that I'm gonna be making. I plan it, and I'm making it myself. I'm putting all the beads in front of me, and then I'm putting everything in one. So I will never buy those brooches anymore. I'll be doing only mine. And as soon as I finish and fix it up, so I'll show. But well, in the meantime, I could show that it's not the best. So that's all I can say, that it's like that. And here you can already see that I can't cut any other way, because I could already thread. I didn't even go too close like at all, but I cut the thread. So yeah, I take that away. I put in the same box the one that it was. So I would suggest to stitch on the really thin side of the one that's meant for back. So I would suggest to stitch on that one instead of the thick felt or stiff felt, the one that you probably would have at home as well. Then I have something very nice started. It's new. It's sort of could go to the purchases as well, but just because I started already, so it's going to my whips of the month and 2 months probably, I could say. So I put in the wrong frame. Probably I'm gonna be getting rid of all those ABC frames because I totally don't like them anymore. I like the ones that from Arabesca, the ones that I showed before to you, like in my purchases and everything. So probably I'll be just keeping those. But for now, oops, my whip, probably from the lining down there, you can already see that it's a stocking, the Christmas stocking. And I walk around here because I left my cover of it in a different side, and my tablet. So this is Dimensions Gold Collection, the new cross stitch stocking, Santa Snow Globe stocking. Code is 7008985. It's a brand new. In the cover I actually left the felt one that's supposed to be. It's red for some reason, but I have a blue one. I'll put in a blue one. So this is the stocking, and it's very nice. I do like it. I do like the way it looks already on the fabric. Fabric itself, now what's about the new dimensions, the ones that are coming out for the last couple years, 2 actually years, I could say, is something's different. Yeah, it is different in threads a little bit. I said that I'm gonna be showing as well how to, all those threads and their colors as comparison to another ones, the ones that I have from different dimensions kits. But I did in a good light, and they sort of the same. So probably what's wrong about those dimensions new kits. So the chart itself, the one that when you put in front of the light, it's you can see reflections and stuff like that. It's like a photo paper or something like that, but it's still easy to mark with the marker. So the marker stays, it wouldn't stain anywhere or something like that. So if you put, let's say, chart on the fabric and you would mark with the marker, of course not the one for CD markers like permanent markers, but just a normal marker. So let's say whichever, like Big Sharpie or something like that, whatever. So definitely it wouldn't like straight away if you put the marker and put the finger on, so probably yeah, it will stain, but only your finger, not the fabric. So that paper is not that bad, but the thing is that the chart itself, it's kind of colored. I did like before when Dimensions had different sort of charts, like let's say they were green, only green, let's say symbol, or red symbol or something like that, mostly of black. But now they do actually color some of the symbols as well, and this chart is actually nearly all covered. So that's why I don't really like So that's why I don't stitch some of the companies, the ones that producing kits, because of that. I wouldn't stitch Dome as well from the original kit, because I wouldn't be able to stitch by those colors and so on. For me, it's easier that I have colored threads. I don't need any colored charts. So sort of it's like a colored chart already. But I put the cover away, and here I have the best news for everybody who do not like 4, 5, 6 strands of thread and do the half stitches. So this one has no none of that. It has the most is the 3 strands. I actually didn't check the blends, but probably as well it's like 3 or 4. That's the most. And probably the blends will be just the 1. I didn't bring chart because I wasn't going to show, because it's a brand new kit, and I can't be showing the chart. So I do have bottom of the snow globe itself, and you can probably see already Joy sort of written there. And I try my best to stitch more, because I know there are some people who wait for that. And I was worried about the gloves, but the gloves look okay. Of course, on the camera they look perfect, but when I'm stitching, it looks weird to me. But dimensions is dimensions, because we all know that if we put backstitch on dimensions, it shows totally different thing there. So I'll show you one more kit, the one that has I have bought, and the one that has that weird stuff when you stitch them, stitches like, you know, dark, and when you put backstitch it looks like it's light or something like that. So yeah, so that's what I'm showing you now. So I did square a lot. There is a girl who does the XSD or Saga files for that, the one that you know, you show that you purchased the kit, and you ask for remake that into electronic version, not the PDF, but the one that you can actually load to Cross Stitch Saga. So she did, she had that already, so that's all I had to do. I didn't have to scan or anything like that. So I just bought a chart. I don't know how it's legal, but for me it's much easier to do it like this, because until dimensions actually will give us how to say some key or something like that, or electronic version for those charts. So I'll be just buying, because for me it's easier to stitch from Cross Stitch Saga. So I have already here 18.5%, and I have started this one 14th of September, 14th of September, and you can see here 5 days of stitching. Only 5 days of stitching I was stitching, but the last day I wouldn't call it even a day, because I stitched that over midnight, like it was after midnight already. So I could say that's a 4-day stitching. Very good to go on everything like in here, because it's 4 colors. I did parking. There is some back stitching and all, but before I actually move down, I'm gonna do back stitch. I did few French knots, because I needed here French knot here, white stitches again, French knot, and again white stitches. But then after I just gave up on the French knots, because and actually cross stitches here, because I said I'm gonna do after, because I don't want to be pushing, like, you know, that thread. I will have to go under all the stitches, because it's way too long, so I have to do something about it anyways. So yeah, it's a 4 days stitching, if you do not count that one, the last one, and it's 18.55. So yes, I do have the the chart itself. Here's the chart without the back stitch, because I turn off the back stitch for that. And so the back stitch is gone from here, and you see the lamp. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I couldn't even stitch like this with a small lamp, so that's why I bought a big one, because when I'm looking, it's like that, like I can't even see. So that's how it's gonna look like without the back stitch. So yeah, of course there will be gold threads as well, because you see yourself that Santa has glasses. So that's what, oh, Bixby. So that's the progress, the one that I have done in September. I started in September, and I'll be continuing that. I cannot promise that I'll do until the end of the year, but I like it. For some reason, I have some, like a stain or something in pink. Probably my fella there did something, or just from the felt or from threads, who knows. But yeah, and then the third whip, the one that I moved a little bit, not much, it's like a 2000 something stitches. So I'll just pause. I put everything away because another one is a big mess, and I don't want to make even a bigger mess where I would have to figure out what's all about. So it will be a second for you. And I'm back here with my Dimensions Victorian charm. The code, it's the most famous of all, I'd say. It's 13666, so it's 13666. Devilish House. It reminds me those Charmed. There was a TV show before, and I think so there are new series or something as well, but I never watched. So it reminds me about that house. And the house is actually very nice, and this one is really long. Of course, probably it's one store too many. I'm not sure. I think so, one store too many than the girls, the ones that the three sisters lived in there. But still, it's still charmed, and it's still a very nice house. It's the magic. I have started this one in 2018, 1st of January. Actually midnight. The very first half stitch I did, it was midnight, the first seconds of it. And I didn't do much. I don't have chart, and I don't have my cover. I'm totally not ready to record a video today, but I have to. People waiting for me. And what I did 2000 something stitches, so I'll just check in my cross stitch saga. But I had a task in the group where I had to stitch something from the word or the thing, the one that starts with the same letter, like my first name letter. So I did arch, and I needed to stitch a lot because I didn't have those columns done. I had only a little frame over here of my door, like of that house. I didn't have all that side over here. I still don't have a pot here of the flowers or greenery stuff, so there was no even a light here. So I did the back stitch and all. So that's where you see above all the blue door. And on the sides, that was done, oops, within the last couple of weeks. Of course, I did here, I finished the columns here, and it was all the red color from here, everything, and the column here, everything on top. That was done within the last couple of weeks. And of course, I here just the ones that were hanging, those threads, the ones that hanging. So I was kind of finishing and finishing. So I still have to do a couple hundred stitches on this one. I have only 3-4 hours or something like that. But before I post down in my group, so I still have to do. So I'll be very quick with this video today. And yeah, and I'm gonna keep on stitching. So now what I have, I'm gonna be stitching all those hanging from this side probably, because that's why I covered with this extra fabric, because all those clips, the ones that you can see on this side over here, they totally it annoys me now, because every time I stitch, it goes like, you know, with the thread that goes around them, and I just put the fabric, and now it's much better. So yeah, it's a 18 count navy Ada, and it's pretty much hard to do. And all those threads, like, you know, I have to change them quite a lot, and they all the time, like, you know, everywhere. And what I see now, so my stitch is a little bit different from the ones that were, like, you know, 3 years ago, and it looks interesting when I'm coming back to the thing to stitch. But when I came back now, I just can't stop. I can't take anything else. Even the one that I have started, I don't want to stitch. I want to stitch this one. So I try my best now to put all those threads, the ones that in the needles or hanging around. So I'm gonna be stitching those, finishing those, putting away. I won't be leaving anything like that, because it was in one ball after, and I had to cut them off. So I decided that, yeah, I have to finish everything. So while it's on my stand, and while I'm still stitching it, so I'll be doing, and then after, before I put away, I will have to finish all the threads, the ones that would be like in the needles or hanging around. Or I'll have some clip or something like that, and after, before I put. But I have decided to do a little bit parking over here, because it was pretty much hard to do all the confetti. It doesn't look like it's a lot of colors. No, it's not. But they everywhere, like every 2, every 3. So I cannot do the line, like normal line, and fill it in or anything like that. So I have, like, you know, 3 pink ones, 3 a little bit darker pink, then like dark terracotta or something like that, and I have, like, you know, 9 needles, and I just did this part. So I know it's a bit weird to stitch, but I do, and I don't mind, because I do have a lot of threads. I can stitch another like 4 or 5 of these designs, like, you know, with those threads, the ones that I have leftovers and all. So I don't mind. I don't mind parking. And anyways, when I cut up the thread, I try to save as much as I can, and I put in an organizer. Even though that I know that it's gonna be, like, you know, 3 or 4 stitches somewhere, so I'll have a needle ready for that, even with a really short thread. So I decided that, yeah, I'm gonna be doing like proper parking, and I'll do that with a lot of needles. I won't be pulling that thread, like, you know, over stitches back and forward, because it's 18 count Ada, and I don't want to be this thing like as a cover on the back side. So what I have stitched to, let me see, yes, that's the one. I have stitched 2,971 stitch in the last 2 weeks. One day, 22nd of September, I have done 1,095 stitches on them. It went really well. The next time I was sitting was 28th of September, and I did 1,495 stitches. And then 30th of September, I did only 380. So 80 and a bit. So I don't think that it's the easiest. It depends probably where I'm going. So the last day what I was stitching, so it was I think so that was this part over here, the one that I stitched. It was disaster. I was making mistakes and so on, and I was thinking that probably I should actually move that away already from myself, and I stopped stitching. So I have 381, so I need to do 200 stitches more today. So probably I'll put some different side or something like that. Well, I'll see. Or maybe I'll do the half stitches, so it will be much faster because I have only a few hours. So the last thing I want to show you was my purchase, the one that I've got. It's a Dimensions new kit. I didn't get anything else from different companies, and that's the only 2 kits, the ones that I got, and one of them I started, another one I put away. Which one I'm gonna get now? And you all have seen that, and you probably all like that. Don't know how to. Maybe it's enough one light. You can see on the side like that. On the side, because it's disaster with the Dimensions kits, you know yourself, because the lighting is like, you know, you can see more lighting than the kit itself. So probably I'll do this now. That's Winter Cabin, and the code 7008976. It's a winter. I did look at it for a long time. That was probably last year's new design, but I decided to buy just last month, like, and I got last week. And here are the threads. No, actually, yeah, actually I got last week. I got a week later than the stocking, and I didn't start this one, but I really wanted to start it. So that's what I was talking about when Dimensions does. It's beautiful stuff, like dark stitches, but the back stitch when you put, and that's how it looks light. And totally here was the light colors, and here the dark colors, but when you put the back stitch, they go totally different way. So yeah, I know that everybody were talking about that, like, you know, that's probably a mistake or something, but no, when you put the back stitch, everything goes to its place. So that's the kit, the one that I got, and probably for this month's updates, I'll try my best not to do the videos now for next 2 weeks. I'll wait until my very bad nail gonna grow back. I actually broke 3, but one is really, really bad. It was in the middle, so I well, there were some tears and blood and everything, so I don't want to show. You still see it, but I don't want to show anymore. So I'll try my best now to get that growing a little bit more, because I don't want to put gel on it, because it's actually a wound. So it was really bad. So and it doesn't look nice in the video when I have that. So probably it for today. I'll see you next time in the next videos. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, press the bell for notifications, and like and comment down below. Wish me actually luck to finish my another 2 projects, the ones that are for cross stitch challenge, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.